the video for Module 1, Lesson 6, Expanded Form with Decimals. So in order to start this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a quick review on expanded form of whole numbers. When we do expanded form, we're breaking apart a number by its place value. So we're going to look at the largest place value. In this case, it's over here at the hundreds. The 6 is in the hundreds place. So in parentheses, we take the digit, which is the 6, and we multiply it by the place, which is the hundreds place. We then add that to the next digit, which is the 5, and we multiply that times the place that it is in, and the 5 is in the tens place. And last, we multiply it, we add that to the last place value, which is the ones place, which has a 4 in it, and we multiply 4 times the ones place. And that's our review of the whole number of expanded form. Now we're going to move on to the expanded form with decimals. As you see, there's a decimal right here. So first we do the same thing that we already knew how to do from the left side of the decimal over. And we do our expanded form the way we just did it. So in this case, we start with the 7, which is in the hundreds place, and we multiply 7 times 100. And then we move on to the 5, which is in the tens place, and then the 3, which is in the ones place. We then move on to the right side of the decimal, which is the decimal place, which has the same concept. We just have to make sure that we understand how to write the place value. So we go, and the first digit that we look at is that 9, and we multiply 9 times what place value, and we know that this 9 is in the tenths place. And to write the tenths as a decimal, it is a decimal 1. The other option to write it, we can do it, take the 9 and multiply times the tenths place and view it as 1/10. Either of those methods are correct for the place value. And then we move on to the next place value, which is the 2 in the hundredths place. So we do the 2 times decimal, that's the tenths, then the hundredths. So we write it like this. Or we can do 2 times 1/100th. We're going to do another example. Here we go again, is we're first going to do the whole number, which is to the left side of the decimal. So we start at the 4, and we know that's the thousandths place. And we add it to the 2, which is in the hundredths place. And we add that to the 5, which is in the tens place. And we add that to the 6, which is in the ones place. And now we're going to look at the right side of the decimal. And we have the 8, which is in the tenths place. As we said before, we could also do it as 8 times 1/10. Here's another example. So first we're going to look to the left, which is all the whole numbers, and we're going to do 3 times 100 plus 4 times 10 plus 2 times 1. And now we're going to add that to the numbers that are on the decimal side, the pieces. And we see there's a 0 here in the tenths place, so we do not need to do the 0. We can skip over because it has a value of 0. And we go to the 4, which is in the hundredths place. I'm writing it both as decimals and fractions so that you can see it both ways. And then last is the 8 in the thousandths place. That's the farthest we go out in 5th grade. Now sometimes you're given the expanded form and you need to turn it into the standard form. And when we do that, we look at the largest place value. In this case, it's the hundreds. And then I go all the way over to the decimal, and I see that I have to go all the way out to the tenths place. So I'm going to make a line for that as well. So I go back here, I see there's a 4 in the hundredths place. There's a 3 in the tens place. So I make sure that they're lining up. There is an 8 in the ones place and another 4 in the tenths place. So that made the number for me 438 and 4/10. We'll do another example of that. So here is the expanded form and we want to turn it into standard form. So I start and I see I have to go all the way to the thousands place. So that's my thousands, and then I see that I'm going all the way out to the thousandths place. So I want to make lines for that as well. So I'm going to start right here at the thousands place, which has a 7, and then the hundreds place is a 6. And I notice that there is no tens place. So in my tens place, in its place, then I put a 0. Then in the ones place, I have a 4. And then I go out to the next, which is the tenths place, and I see there is a 3 in the tenths place. There is no hundredths place. So since there's nothing for hundredths, I'm asking myself, what should I put there? I put a 0. And then in the thousandths place over here, I put my 6, which leads me to my number 7,604 and 306 thousandths. We'll try another one. This time there's fractions for me to look at, just so that I can see that. And we want to see that I'm starting at the hundreds place. And I'm going out to the thousandths place. So I know that I need 3 out here. So I have a 3 in the hundreds place, a 4 in the tens place, a 6 in the ones place, and now I'm on the other side of the decimal because I see the fraction here. So there is an 8 in the tenths place, a 9 in the hundredths place, and a 4 in the thousandths place, giving me the number of 346 and 894 thousandths. That is the end of turning decimal numbers into expanded form, or taking them from expanded form and turning them into standard form.